All right, y'all. We're about to get started in just a few seconds. I know it says 0, but give me a second, y'all. We're about to get started, so get ready. Everybody, y'all know what to do. We want to know what city and state you guys are chiming in from. What city and state are you chiming in from? Roll call. How you doing? We're about to get started in 30 seconds. All right, y'all. So hello, everybody. Hello. How are you guys doing? Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got this thing set up the right way, child. Lord. Let me see. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, y'all, so I'm so excited to have you guys back. This is day 4, y'all. Day 4 of New Year, New You, our virtual conference, guys, and it has been lit so far, super lit. Guys, you already know what you need to be doing right now, and we need to know what city and state you guys are chiming in from. Holla at your girl. I see we have Tiasha out of Columbus, Georgia. What up, though? We have Brenda in Lakewood, California. How you doing, girl? Janice in Buckingham, Virginia. Stevie, Roanoke, Virginia. We have Regina in Buffalo, New York. We have Sakisha in Orlando, Florida. How you doing? Tori White, North Carolina. We have Charlisa in Atlanta, Georgia. Angela in South Carolina. Baytown, Texas. Stephanie Allen. Hello. Renee in Atlanta, Georgia. Rayana in Shreveport, Louisiana. We have Lakeisha in New York. She said New York right now. Rhonda in Jonesboro, Georgia. I know we have other people watching on different platforms. We have Rhonda out of Douglasville, Georgia. Patricia out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Detrice out of Queens, New York. How you doing? Guys, now, what I want you guys to do is make sure, if you have not already done so, you want to register for this conference by going to www.newyearnewuonline.com, and that's how you're able to, you see all the people who their names are popping up on the screen. That's because they're in the private Facebook group. So if you definitely want to be a part of that conversation and see your name pop up on the screen, you got to be in that group. Okay, now let me just make sure something real quick. Let me check this as we get ready to get started. Y'all, it's been a lit couple days, haven't it? It's been a lit couple days right now, and hold on. I've been getting some really good news, some really good information from folks that said they have plugged in and they are getting results. So shout out to everybody who has been getting results, y'all, because that's a huge deal, and that is very important to me, that you guys are getting those results. So as you guys come on in, again, introduce yourself. We have Donna out of Georgia. Hello. Kathy out of Nashville. Letisa out of Houston. What up, though? We have Ayana out of Treasure, UK. Of course, honey, we are international, darling. This is what we do. We're all over the United States and the world. How you doing? Okay. Now, let me go ahead and get into this, guys, because this is day 4, and I don't want to keep our guest waiting, as we have a gentleman who's going to do some amazing things. Now, behind me, you see a lot of stuff back here, and I've decided I'm going to throw in one other thing for our giveaways, which I'll have to add it to the list. But we've been giving away gifts every single day, okay? In fact, let me just pull this up here real quick. Let me pull a little commercial up. We've been doing free giveaways, guys, and the way that you enter for these giveaways is, number 1, you must be registered for the New Year, New You virtual conference. So you must go to the website and actually go and register. Number 2 is you must join us live. In order for you to win, you got to be on the broadcast, okay? So you got to plug in, and I want you guys to understand something. We've been giving away stuff every single day. The last day of this conference is January the 16th. We broadcast every day live with the exception of Sunday, because Sunday I got to go get my Jesus, and then I got to go get my Jesus juice. Okay, so Sunday we don't broadcast, but we do broadcast every single day outside of that. And then number 3 is you must share this broadcast onto your personal timeline and it has to be the broadcast the day of that you won. So if you win today, we need to be able to go back at the end of the conference to see that you shared this broadcast. And let me tell you why I actually do this. A lot of people say, well, why we got to share? Because number 1, this is 100% free, right? This is a free event. You do not have to pay anything to get any of this information, and you don't have to pay anything to get any of these gifts. I feel like the least that we can do, guys, is going into 2020 is understand the power of collaboration. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I do not believe that in business, if we do not understand how to work together, how to be bridges amongst each other, I do not believe it is easy to have success. If you want to have success, we got to work together. So this is our way for every single one of you guys to pay it forward by sharing this on your personal timeline. All right. So anyway, so I got some goodies. I got some giveaways and stuff. Look at this. This is one of our newest little treats right here. As you can see, you can put your phone in there. This is one of our did somebody win this yesterday? No, nobody's won this one yet. So we have these beautiful beauty lights, whatever you call them, the little ring lights. We're also giving away books, okay? We have our brand new book, How Not to Be a Broke Author. This was an Amazon's bestseller. If you are an author, I know we had a lot of authors in the house yesterday. You got this planner right here, the money planner for authors. Yes, how you doing? Also, one of our young ladies already won this, but I might do another one. We have right here, this is it right here. This is the camera that I'm actually using right now. Okay, so you see how it just auto-focused on its own? Honey, let me tell you something. You got to have the right tools, baby, for 2020. If you want your business to be successful, darling, you can't be out here broadcasting on these fuzzy screens. So we're going to make sure we got you with a good camera. And so we have ring lights. We have microphones, money, giving away cash money, $100, $50. We're giving away coaching. We're giving away tickets to events. Every single day, everybody has an opportunity to win, okay? So you got to make sure you stay plugged in, and we have different times that we do go live, and so just make sure that you stay plugged into the events so you can see what time, because I made it available for our speakers because our speakers are busy, okay? And so the final thing I want to say is I've made a commitment, guys, for the next 16 plus days, with the exception of Sundays, okay? Because I told you I got to get my Jesus and then go get my Jesus juice. With the exception of Sundays, I've made a commitment to be here every single day. Every single day. My good friend Shay Brown said, January 17th is the National Quit Day. No, not the National Quit Day to quit your job, but generally that is the day that most people have already given up on their dreams. They go gung-ho for a couple days. You know how it is. Then you had that one day you say, you know what? I deserve a break, right? And then after you done got that break, honey, then guess what you do? I deserve a week off. And then I deserve a month off. And then next thing you say, you know what? I'm just going to wait because, 2020 is the year of vision. Now you start making excuses. You say, well, what I need to do is get my vision right because 2021, then I'm going to get my actions right. No, ma'am. No, sir. Just because the year has changed does not mean that the person we were in 2019 has changed. We must consciously make a decision to do different things to have different results. Okay, so if y'all are ready to get up into this thing right now, I want y'all to say ready, 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 ready. If you're ready to get up into this thing, I want you to say ready. How are you doing? Okay. Ready, 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 ready. And by the way, we are currently broadcasting on Facebook, and we're in multiple groups right now, right? And many of y'all that have shared it, I know some of you guys are creating have watch parties. Like I have a watch party on my phone right now. I also am broadcasting in my business page. We're broadcasting in the Facebook group. We're broadcasting on YouTube. We're broadcasting on Periscope. We're broadcasting all over the doggone world. Okay, so how you doing? All right. Yes. Okay, so let me see. Sakisha says she's ready. Okay, we're going to put up some of these readies on the screen right here because y'all said y'all are ready. Hey, how you doing? Ready, good. All right, y'all, so we are ready. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up our speaker for today. I'm wait for him to put his camera on so we can make sure. Oh, I think he's ready. He's live. Y'all, I had a chance to meet this gentleman. I don't even know if we've known we have known each other for about a year now because we met an incredible event that Black CEO actually put together, right? By the way, shout out to Black CEO. You see I'm rocking my Urban CEO shirt in the house. How you doing? Trevor Otts, the creator of Black CEO, called me one day and said, Taria, you need to create Urban CEO. And so we did it. And I got some announcements for y'all today too about Urban CEO. But I had a chance to meet this gentleman. He said, you need to, here go Trevor. Trevor was like, you need to meet Justin. And I was like, okay, that's what's up. He was like, no, you don't understand. This man has created his own software where you can create your own courses on the software. You need to meet Justin. And I said, oh, you damn right I need to meet a man that done created his own software, because I ain't never met nobody personally that done created their own software where you can have your own courses, right? So hopefully everybody that is listening right now, y'all do understand he about to break it down for y'all in a way that's going to blow your mind. Your mind's going to be blown. So I had a chance to meet him, and not only was he an ingenious mind, but also a pretty humble dude, like super humble. And we've been able to really connect. And I don't want to just say that he is a partner, but he is also a friend. And so he is the creator and founder of Maestro, which he's going to talk more about Maestro, guys. But all I can tell you is this: if you're doing something else, listen to me. If you're doing something else, if you're, you watching TV, or if you, I don't know, you got the music on or something, turn all that off, because this may be the person who is going to be the difference in you going to the next level in your business. So let me go ahead and bring him in right now. Without further ado, we have none other than Mr. Justin Burns. Justin, hey there, darling.
What's going on, darling?
You know what? I am just incredible right now, and even more because I know that you out here ripping and running, honey. He just got back in town from traveling all over the world, and he said, Taria, I'm gonna get up on this live stream with you to help these folks. So, Justin, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to you. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you, and I'm gonna mute myself, okay? Because I got to take my notes too. I'm gonna be over here taking notes, okay? So, right. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Really quick, just let me know, Taria, if you can see my screen, if you can see me, you can hear me loud and clear. Let me go ahead. I'm going to be kind of looking down, so if y'all see me looking down, I just want to go ahead and make sure that you guys can see that. Taria, can you see my screen?
Yes, I haven't put your screen on yet, but let me go ahead and put your screen up there. We can see your screen. Yes, sir. You are clear.
All right, awesome. So listen, guys, welcome to this broadcast. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but it's that freshness of 2020, right? So I'm super excited to be here. And like Taria said, I'm more excited for you guys. It's 2020. And, all of the amazing things that you guys are going to experience just alone this year is going to blow your mind. So let's get right into it. Again, shout out to Taria for having me. I am the creator of a software platform called Maestro, which we'll get into. But I want to make sure you get the most value out of this training. So we can get some engagement, get some things going. Give me some love in the comments. If we got some authors, if you're a speaker, if you are a coach, let me know how many of you guys have your very own online courses, or just so I can kind of gauge and get this stuff flowing. How many of you guys are looking to create an online training? You've heard about it, or you don't even know what a training is, and you're kind of looking at it how do I create one? Let me know if some of you guys have some training programs. Let me know if you guys are looking to create some. So let's see. Just go ahead and post below so I can see if how many people here have their very own online courses, or if you're looking to start one, or if you're just I don't even know if I want to start an online course. Let me know. So we got some love going. Yes, online courses. I have my own online courses. Yes, I'm looking to start one. I'm an up and coming author and coach. I'm trying to set up an online training. Okay, so we got a mix of you guys on here, and some of you are just starting off. It doesn't matter if you're starting off. This is going to really blow your mind. It's going to give you the freedom that you've been looking for. But more importantly, it's going to, even if you have an online course, I'm going to show you how, this is going to show you from A to Z, how to create your very own online training. So we have a mix of people here. You're starting off. You might be an author. A lot of you guys are authors because you follow the lovely Taria. And so you guys have books. I'm going to show you how you can take that, turn it into a book. Now I'm going to make a really bold promise. If you stick with me until the end of this, I'm going to show you how you can really start today, not tomorrow. 2020, I have an anthem, right? 2020 is all about action, right? 2019, I set up this kind of big goal, which was it was the year of the seed. Now it's time to reap that harvest, right? So that is what this is going to be all about, taking action. So I want to be giving you guys some things, and I want you to make sure you have your notepad out, make sure you're taking notes, because again, this is going to blow your mind. And the things that I've been able to figure out in my 10 years, yes, it's been 10 years plus that I've been a internet entrepreneur. And I'm going to share my story with you in a second. But for those of you that don't know who I am, this is my platform, Maestro. You might be trying to go to Maestro, but we've rebranded Maestro. So our brand is Miestro. And this is a platform that allows for you to create your very own online courses. So let me ask you guys a question. Again, this is going to be an engaging how many authors, speakers, and coaches feel like you don't charge enough? Like if you do coaching and you're looking to get clients, how many of you guys might feel like sometimes you don't charge enough? Or if you are a coach, you do one-on-one instead of doing one to many, right? This is a big misconception, and we're going to break this misconception because there's many ways that you can make money online, okay? And so this has been really an area that I've been mastering for the past, 10 years plus, okay? This has been something that I've been able to do for the last 10 years. Okay. Last 10 years, I've been into trying to master this concept, right? Of really trying to master the art of trying to figure out like how do you get customers? You have all these billions of people online, right? You have billions of people online, and yet it's like, how do I get that into my wheelhouse? How many of you guys feel like that, right? It's like, how do I get some of that good loving into my house, right? And so fast forward, I started to think about, I became like this coach, and I was doing one-on-one because I didn't really think that, there was another way to do it. But what I want to do is break and shift your paradigm a little bit, okay? So allow me to break some things inside of your mind a little bit and rebuild them back up so that you can leave this presentation transformed, right? And so I don't want you, when you leave this presentation, I don't want you to look at this as online courses is just some information that you sell, right? Online courses and trainings and memberships can really transform the way that you do also automate yourself. Okay, we're going to get into that. But here's another misconception. A lot of people don't even think, they say, well, I want to sell my online course or turn my book into an online training, and I get to charge $27 or $49. And there's nothing wrong with those things. Like you can make, there's different ways of doing it. But I also want to show you guys that you can make recurring income from online courses and memberships, but you can also sell, your knowledge and your expertise for what you deem is valuable. So here's just a few testimonials. This is actually posted in the Urban CEO Network group by my man, Dwight Fortune. Shout out to Dwight if you're watching. But he said, I had a 45-minute call with Justin. I plan on talking about his software. He started speaking to my growth. I took his belief in me, first closed my first client at $3,000. Yes, I like to do the snaps on that, right? Because it's so interesting how we put ourselves in these boxes of what should I charge? How can I charge this amount? what should I do with this? But he took the information and he took immediate action and made $3,000. He was about to sell a client on a $200 a month package, which is, again, there's different ways to do it. But for what he was doing and the work that he was doing, I said you should at least charge $3,000 to $10,000, and that's what he did. Here's just another testimonial. This is Kissy Denise. She posted this in our group. She said, "I remember what Justin said during the training. I relaxed, stated my prices, and I sold a $10,000 package." And here's the thing. These are not coaching packages, guys. Like, these are not one-on-one. These are trainings that we package into courses. So I'm going to show you how you can do this as well. And then Kissy, again, she takes massive action. She just posted this actually like a week ago. So this is really new. She was able to get this from one of her coaching clients, where this coaching client paid $10,000 in full. Okay, like, it's changing her life. She said, "I applied the strategies in the Maestro course, and I make lots of money. I like to make people lots of money." Okay, now let's really understand, though. Okay, understand that when you understand marketing and selling, like, selling your program becomes easy. And I know this is an area that a lot of coaches, speakers, and authors, we kind of avoid, because unconsciously we're focused on branding ourselves, and branding is important, right? But I noticed that we don't make the income that we truly want to make because we're so focused on really trying to brand and have the prettiest website. If you guys saw my website from 5 years ago, you would scream, okay? Because I think it was like a picture of me and a little box to give me your email address. So I want to also shift your thinking in this for a second, because I want you to understand that the most important thing, and the mentor taught me this, if you make less than, 6 figures or even 7 figures, then your focus needs to be on marketing, and that makes selling easy, right? This is a quote from Peter Drucker, where he talks about, the aim of marketing is just to make selling easy, and the product ends up selling itself. And I don't know about you guys, but in 2020, I ain't really about the super hustle, okay? I'm looking to automate myself, recreate myself, and also make really smart decisions that's going to give me the biggest leverage. So here's the thing. I want you, when you're viewing this presentation, to look at the way that you view online marketing and your knowledge. There's so many people in the world who want what you have to offer, not just your circle, not just the people that you meet at conferences, not just the people that you talk to. I want you to think about this, that there's somebody in London, in Germany, there's somebody in Africa, there's somebody in Australia, and there's millions of people in the US and Canada that right now, if you were to offer them your program or your knowledge and expertise, they will pull out the credit card and pay you, right? So we're going to talk about how you could do that. And I also want you to look at this as a huge, bigger opportunity. Like, think bigger, okay? I always like when my coaches tell me, "Justin, you're a big thinker, but I want you to think even bigger. I want you to think from the context of something that is bigger that you can't even see," right? As my friend Delatoro McNeil says, you have to see it before you see it before you see it, right? So you can see it, right? So, like, we have to start to think about, like, don't just think about, like, the internet gives us this huge opportunity to reach so many people. And like, in 2020, this is my mission, and my goal is to help other people to realize the opportunity that exists for them and changing other people's lives. And so here is a actual article that the e-learning industry, this is why I built my own software. We bootstrapped our own company, because, like, this is going to be a big industry, guys. Like, people are realizing that, they're not following the traditional health. So even if you're a health expert, or, someone who has a physical owned business, or you teach people how to change other people's lives, like, by 2025, this is going to be a $325 billion industry. Would it be? I think it's going to be bigger than this, but this is just me. So if you have your online courses, but if you also are thinking about an online course, I want you to think bigger. So I want you guys to put in the comments, #ThinkBigger. Go ahead and put those in the comments for me. #ThinkBigger. And that's not to say you're not thinking big, so don't take offense to that, right? It's to say that we are going to really scale up and scale our businesses up in a big way. So everybody, there's a vehicle for everybody on this call, okay, if you're watching this, to create a membership site, to create an online course, okay? But here's the biggest first shift that I want to give to you, okay? It's that you create transformation and not information. Okay. Now, most experts, they sell information instead of selling transformation. So if you see this visual right here, I want you to think about this in context for a second. Think about this. When someone comes and they want to read a book, are they really trying to read 200 pages just to read them, right? No, they're not. They're trying to get some level of transformation, no matter what it is, out of that book. They're trying to extract the end result for them out of that book, right? And so most experts unconsciously, they get so caught up in how long should the course be? How long should the book be? You might be a little guilty, right? But this is what we do unconsciously. We unconsciously go into this thinking like, well, this has to be a 20-hour course. It doesn't matter. If you provide transformation to your people and they can see the transformation, it's going to change their life. Okay? So repeat after me. I want you guys to put this in the comment box. I will value my expertise and I could do this. It's a little bit long, but again, repetition is the mother of skill. This is how this is going to be embedded into your subconscious mind, is that you will value in 2020. I want you guys to really understand this. You are going to value your expertise and that you can do this. You can create an online empire. You can create a membership site that creates recurring revenue. You can charge thousands of dollars for people to work with you again and again and again. Okay. So this is actually Natalia Jolly. She had an investment course and she actually started to work with higher level clients, and she did $20,000 in sales. Okay. And she posted this in our group. Okay. And now she actually has a 7-figure online business that she just recently sold to another company. So that's why you're going to hear me talk about think big, right? Think bigger, because this is nothing that you need to think about, right? If you have a physical business, if you have a book, if you have a training, you should have your very own online digital training. You should have that. So she started off at $3,000 a month. Then she went to $20,000 a month. Then she went to over $100,000 a month. Okay, because she understood her market and the things I'm going to share with you today. And she was able to sell this business for over 7 figures, mid 7 figures. And we just started back working together. She took a little time off. And again, this course was launched at helping women to discover their power and invest in themselves and create recurring or create wealth with investing. Okay. Now you guys may be wondering, who am I? Why should I listen to this guy other than owning a Maestro, owning the Maestro platform? Well, I was actually a college dropout. Okay. And I always make this joke, right? I was an unemployed salesman about 10 years ago. Now, if you selling stuff, you should not be an unemployed salesman, right? You should be making sales. But I was struggling to really make it work. And a friend of mine actually called me up and he says, "What are you doing?" And at that moment, I was in the unemployment line trying to really figure out my life. I was like, what am I going to do? I was in my early 20s. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. And so, again, I had no tech background. I had no internet experience. I wasn't this guy who graduated from college. I was not your typical success story. Okay. I wasn't the guy who said, I dropped out of college in 2 years. I didn't get any level of knowledge. I didn't get any level of education. Okay. Other than barely graduated from high school. Right. And so fast forward, I was able to create a really successful education company and also use, and get this, guys, not just even looking at this from the standpoint that, I'm going to create income. It's bigger than this, guys. That's why we put hashtag think bigger, because it's bigger than this, right? I used my online courses and my membership sites, they were creating recurring revenue for me that I was able to really fund 100% of my company, Maestro, which usually costs millions and millions of dollars to fund a tech company. So I want you guys to think bigger, hashtag think bigger, and that this is bigger than just selling information. So I'm standing in the unemployment line. I took my last $300 and I flew to San Diego. And when I got to his place, I'm thinking like, I'm going to take this risk. I'm going to start this business. He told me they have built this internet company, right? And so he told me he's teaching me about this internet company, and so I'm like excited, I'm like I know I'm not gonna make any money because he wasn't making any money. Like I always laugh. I'm thinking about it. It was so funny because I just knew that it was gonna work. I had this faith. Like I had faith of a mustard seed for real because I had $300 in my bank account and I just knew it was going to work. So I flew out here and I'm thinking this like a startup. It was going to be chairs and tables and desks. And let me tell y'all, I walked into a studio apartment with a little bitty IKEA desk. Like, can you imagine like how I felt? But he's just like, listen, you got to see what we're doing. So at the time, he explained it to me. He's like, all that was sitting on this IKEA desk was what you see right here. It was a computer and a microphone. And he was telling me how they were growing their business. And so he was doing this webinar, just like a training like this with presentation. And he says, I'm selling, now this is 2008, guys. So think about it. Like now there's like all these different platforms like Maestro to make things easy. But back in the day, like we had to kind of know how to set all this stuff up. And so he has this microphone. He's like, I'm selling this social media training on teaching companies how to build their social media following. And it's just a digital course. And so here's what happened. He says there's 500 people on this webinar. I seen him kind of training and start to sell this program. And he opens up his shopping cart and my mouth just dropped. He did over $20,000 on that training. Now, I've never made over pretty much $3,000 a month. My mother never made over $2,000 a month. So can you imagine, like, I thought I was rich, right? I was like, I am never going back to a job ever again, okay? But even in all the success, I decided to kind of still become an entrepreneur, and things just got worse. I mean, I didn't really figure it out. I thought it was going to be like the road to riches. I was going to help a lot of people change their lives, but it got worse because I started to kind of get behind on my mortgage. I got this foreclosure letter in the mail. And I mean, that's when it hit me. I was like, wow, like I've been trying this entrepreneur thing for 3 or 4 years. It's not working. I'm trying to make the ends meet. It's not working. And then, I decided to really attend this online marketing event. Okay. And so when you think about like, this is what really started to shift things for me. Okay. I watched this YouTube video. And if you think about like a symphony orchestra, there's this guy at the front of the room, right? And he's known as the maestro, the conductor, okay? And he's responsible for literally 60 to 70 different sounds at one time. So I don't know why I was watching this video, right? I have no idea why I was watching this video. But at that point, I was at my lowest. I mean, I had a lot of stuff going on. And I remember, I just remember this, thinking to myself, how can I make this freaking work? And I remember everything when you're struggling and your bank account is low, everything is in slow motion, right? You can't do anything. And so I'm sitting there and I remember, he started to raise his hand. And there was a couple instruments that were out of alignment and they were just noise, right? They were just noise. And so as he brought all of the whole orchestra together, he brought everything together, right? And all of this noise became beautiful music. And so I realized that all of my issues, all of my problems, like my bankruptcy, the repossession, the foreclosure, all of that stuff was really just noise. Okay, and that I was the maestro of my life. And this is actually why we named my company Maestro, because it signified so much that I was the maestro of my life and that I could help other people. And if I help other people, then my life would also change. Okay, so I have this thing that I always refer to called master the noise, that no matter what is going on, right, I'm going to master the noise in my life, no matter what happens. So here's what happened from digital marketing. I decided to kind of venture out. I created this online program at that time, showing people how I helped this startup build their business because they were successful. I wasn't at the time, but I helped them in regards to using my knowledge and expertise. So I sold this program and I mastered the noise, and my business started to change. I started to, from this digital program, I generated six figures from this digital program literally the next year. Okay. And so what happened is, and this is actually really encouraging, I always use this in front of the screen because a lot of people tell stories and they don't really have things to back it up sometimes. But this is actually something I'm proud of. When my income started to change, my house was still in foreclosure. And so I called up the bank, and the lady's like, do you want to get caught up on your payments? And I'm like, no, I actually want to see if I can buy my house. And she's like, what? You're behind. You're crazy, right? And I could sense it in her voice. And I made an offer to buy my place. They accepted it, and I got my place out of foreclosure and own my place free and clear. Now, why do I tell you this story? I'm telling you this story because this story signifies the importance of serving your audience at such a high level that you go full force, that you don't overthink it, that you don't use technology, you don't use information, you don't use that the internet is such a hard place to figure out because there's so many people that want you to help them in a big way. So if your course is not selling the way you want to, or you haven't created your course, I want you to right now drop all those excuses, okay, or anything that you're thinking about, because we're living in one of the greatest times possible to create a training. Okay. So let me ask you guys a question. Again, interaction, right? Interaction. Are you ready to value your knowledge and expertise to pay you what you are worth? Give me some yeses in the chat box below. Go ahead, give me some yeses if you are ready to value your knowledge and expertise. So we got some. Let me see if y'all interacted. Because we're going to get into the meaty stuff now. We're going to get into the goods. We're going to get into the tangible stuff, showing you how to do this. Yes. So I got some yeses. Okay, cool. So the first thing to understand when it comes to creating an online course or even a membership site is this is often what people think their customers see, right? They think it's all pretty. The presentation is there. This is actually what people see when they think of an online course. Okay. It's like all this information thrown at them and they're overwhelmed. And sometimes they're going to be overwhelmed, but I'm going to show you a way where you won't really, like even if you have a method that you're teaching, it shouldn't be overly complicated if the person that's buying your program can see the end result for them. And I think a lot of us unconsciously, we want to really change lives. We want people to get our information. We want to create an online course. We want to be a great coach. We want to get our books out there. We want to sell whatever it is. But what happens is unconsciously, we throw a lot of information out there without thinking about what are the steps that my client, my customer can see and visualize getting to the end result that's going to help them to see that me, even if I'm a one person show, that I can help them to transform their life. Okay. So, again, I've kind of showed you, this is just some other testimonials like Tiffany Williams. She did $32,000 for some of my methods. I showed you Natalia, but here's the biggest thing that I want you to really, really see and how you can start to sell your training. If you're just starting off, or even if you really are like, what do I create? Here's the biggest thing that you can learn from this case study right here. Okay. One is that you can pre-sell your actual training before you create it. Let me say that again. You can pre-sell your training before you create it. And oftentimes what happens to us unconsciously is we think that we have to spend 30 days, 60 days, 90 days creating a bunch of content. And it's totally not true. You can actually start tonight, tomorrow, or Monday at the latest, or whenever you're viewing this. You can start selling your course like literally overnight. And here's how you do it. And I'm going to show you guys what we call the problem solution journey, so you know what are you mapping out? How do you map out your training? How do you get it all? How do what's the first level of selling it? We're going to go over that in a second. But here's what Natalia did. She launched her class week by week. So I always recommend to clients, you can pre-sell your training, and then week by week, you can start to release the lessons on a scheduled day. So like for me, whenever I'm launching a new training, I always week by week, usually trainings are 6 to 8 weeks sometimes, depending on what you're doing. If you have a membership model, you can basically release a piece of content every single month. And what happens is you can release that class live. Now, here's why this is important. 2 reasons why this is beneficial. Okay. One is you don't know what your clients or what your customers truly need on a deep level until you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of customers. Okay. Hundreds and hundreds of clients. So what I recommend doing these classes live week by week, or at least once a month, is that you get to gauge, interact with your students, interact with people, and they tell you exactly what to create for them. Isn't that magical, right? Like we don't have to guess. We can map out our training. We can map out our course. We can map out our membership site. But the great part about all this, everybody, is that every single week, they tell you, hey, I need this. Hey, I need this. Hey, I need this. And then you can then go and create it, and you're getting paid as you're doing it. This is what I call automation marketing, y'all. This is where we become smarter. We work hard. We work smarter, not harder. Okay. And so, you don't get overwhelmed. You get feedback and you fine tune the training. And this is how Natalia Jolly launched her investment course. She didn't do it all up front. She did it week by week, pre-sold it, made $25,000 in pre-sales, and then went week by week and delivered it. And now she can sell it as an evergreen course that she can sell over and over and over again. You guys getting this? Let's see if you guys are getting this. Yes. Okay, cool. So here is 3 ways that you can profit from one course. Okay. There's some people unconsciously, they unconsciously start off and they start to try to do a lot of things. Okay. And I don't want this to be you. They start off with trying to create 10 different courses at one period of time. Okay. And that method only works if you really have a big, huge following, or you know how to generate traffic to generate sales. But if you're just starting off, or you already have some courses, and if you've done this is not to make you feel bad, because I've done this before. But here's the thing. Focus on how you can profit from that one premium signature course, that one premium training. Or you can also do this as a membership model. So the first method is do it yourself, where you create the content. It's only content. Okay. So you can charge, $97 a month, or you can charge a one-time payment to get access to your course for like $9.97. That's one of the other ways. The second way is a done with you, where you have course content and then people get access to you, where you can charge where you get on the call with them week by week and answer their questions. And that's called a done with you. That's how in the earlier case studies, I was showing you how people were charging $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, because this is where we value us. This is where we value us. If somebody is coaching with you and you combine that with a training, that's premium pricing. Okay. Now, when you're doing it yourself, when you're just doing it on your own, then you can, people are following through it. But if you have and the great part about what I love about done with you, the one thing I love about done with you is that, we get to really help people to hold their hand to the finish line. Okay. So that's why this is really, really great. And then the final one is done for you, which is a bigger price point where if some of you guys are doing it for them, you could charge in excess of 10,000 or even 3,000, 5,000, $10,000 a month. So this is how you can profit from just one training. Like right now, I literally have 5 different training courses that I offered. Right now, we have just one. Okay, we have just one that I'm going to tell you guys about a little bit later on. We're going to raffle off some really cool stuff for you guys that are sticking through this training. I'm going to show you guys how you can get access to our new course called the Membership Code. But one of the biggest things is that I want you to just really think about what is going to be the best model for you. Okay. So let's talk about how you can do this. Okay. Now I want to do something a little bit different. Okay. A lot of people say, Justin, clients, sometimes I do like these VIP days where clients come in and we map out their course in a single day and we film their training for them and all these different things that we offer even outside the software. Well, one of the things that I teach people is here's how you create transformation instead of information. We call it the problem solution journey. So think about where your customer is right now. Let's say you do life coaching. I want you to think about where your client is at this exact moment in relation to your solution. So let's say, give you guys an example of this. Let's say your solution helps people to get, you help women to find, better relationships. Well, here's the thing. Because that lacks clarity, your people who are looking to buy, they're like, I don't really know what this is. I don't really know how to do it. Everything is about specificity. The more specific you are, the more that your client can see how it's going to benefit them in a specific way, and they raise their hand as your tribe, is what's going to get them at a deep subconscious level to say, I don't care who you are, where you are in the world, I want to work with you. Okay? This is how big this is, guys. So what I would do in that situation is shift that a little bit and say, who are we targeting specifically? So one is, instead of just saying, I help women, specifically, what type of women do you help? Do you help specifically divorced women? I gave this to a client one time, and she's actually really doing well with this. But instead of her just focusing on women, she focused on divorced women to help them to find love. And the solution, we got even more specific with that. The more specific you get, the more people go, that's me, I need to raise my hand. So think about the biggest problem. Now, the problem that we identify was that after you get out of a marriage or whatever level it is, you don't want to be on like dating apps. It's kind of embarrassing, right, to be on dating apps. At least this is what the market was saying, right? And so now we're going to help you to find true love as a divorced woman without having to use the dating apps. You guys see how specific that is? So when you understand that, like when you understand like the pressing problem, who you're targeting, and you put an offer that you are going to help them, you can help your client, your customers go from where they are now and then what is the end solution. So these are the things that you're looking at on the screen right now. These are the steps. So I want you guys to write this down. What are the steps that your prospects need to take, okay, from where they are now to that ultimate, really specific solution? Okay. Now I want you guys to map out 3 to 7. You should not have more than 7 steps when you are doing this. Okay. So step 1, let me give you guys an example. Step 1 might be to really help people, starting off, helping them with their, maybe their appearance or their mindset, or encouraging them and helping them to know that there's true love out there. Step 2 might be, setting up their profile to, online. Maybe dating apps are horrible, but there's a specific way. Or, mapping out and helping them understand like what are the tools that they need to get ready. They need to go to the store and do this, prepping them. Step 3, and we call this natural progression. What are these steps, step by step, 3 to 7 steps that is going to take them to their ultimate solution? This is how you get rid of overwhelm. Okay, this is how your clients, your customers can see vividly with clear, concise vision that this is going to help me. This is specifically for me. This is a specific problem, and it is a specific solution. Okay, this is what we call the identifying the problem solution journey. Okay, so this is actually something I'm going to give you guys at the end of this as a free download, and it's really helping you to map out what are those different steps. Because once you map it out, get this. Remember earlier I talked about you can pre-sell your training. When you map out your steps, all you have to do is go and say, hey, I have this free training. Do any of you, I'm trying to create, and here's another tip for you guys that how you can pre-sell this immediately and start making revenue today. But let me see if you guys are really paying attention, because I'm about to give y'all some really powerful things. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you guys want me to give you a solution real quick on how you can actually go out there and pre-sell your trainings today. How many of you guys want to learn that? Let me know in the comments. Let me see. I'm in the group. Let's see if you guys are paying attention, if you're with me so far. How many of you guys want to know a quick solution that you can do to actually start selling your trainings today if you wanted to? Okay, so we got a few people, we got some few peeps. I got a couple yes. Let me see if I get some more yeses. I need a couple more before I give you guys this. Okay, we got y'all coming in. I see you. Yes, I want to know. Okay, here is what you do today. Okay, I want you guys to do this, and if you put this into action, you can immediately start to profit literally today. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to take a sheet of paper today, and I want you to map out, okay? I want you to map out 3 to 7 steps that it's going to take, the problem that you solve specifically, and then the solution that you solve, okay? So what is the problem? What's the solution? What are going to be the in-between steps that you are going to take, that you're going to take your clients to really help them to really solve a big problem? Now, here's the next key, okay? Here's what we're going to do, which is really, really cool, okay? We're going to go on Facebook, okay, on our personal walls, because listen, that piece of paper that you have, that is your course. That's your training. You could pre-sell that right today if you wanted to. You don't have to start creating it first. That's the biggest misconception. And you go on Facebook and you say exactly this, and I'll send you guys this as a downloadable PDF. You say, hey, I'm looking to create a training on problem. So I'm looking to create a training helping divorced women to find true love. I was wondering, okay, if you can help me, okay, okay, and I'm going to provide helping me into creating this training. Okay, what are the biggest problems that you are experiencing? And you can either put a link to a survey, you can use Google Docs, you can use, I think it's called Google Forms, and you could just have a couple of questions. So usually what I do is I have like a first name, last name, and an email address, and then those people are going to start to comment, or you could even say, inbox me for more details for when we are releasing this program. Okay. So again, I'm looking to create a training on problem, and I'm looking for people who are looking for the solution to this problem. If you're interested in having a training like this, PM me for more details, or click the link below to answer a few questions for when I'm going to release it. Right. And so what happens, you could post this you could post this on your wall. You could post this literally on your fan page. You could send this out to your email list. You could use this template as a way to start to gauge it. And then here's what you're going to do. You're going to have a list of people that want to, and like literally they're interested. They raised their hands. I don't care if it's 3 people. I had one person, she had 3 people sign up for this on her Facebook wall, and literally she released it at like I think a $497 pre-sale special. All 3 people bought this. She made $1,500. Okay. So what you're going to do next is once you get those people interested, then you're going to say, I'm doing a special on this training. Are you interested in learning about the discounted price? And then all you literally have to do, there's so many solutions. You can set up a simple Stripe account and then go out there and use something like Maestro, or you could even like have a checkout page where you can create this checkout page and then say, here's the link to sign up. It's a $97 special, $97 a month. You can discount to $47 a month, or you can have them jump on a call with you and start to inquire about the training. And then you could even sell it at we call that pre-selling, right? So how big is that, right? Like how big is that? And people don't think this works. I did this one time and crushed it. Clients do it, they crush it. Okay. And you survey those people and you can say, what are you interested in? You can ask questions and different things like that. What would be some cool stuff to you? Like you're engaging and people are raising their hands. Okay. So that's how you can sell, you pre-sell your course. Like, right. You could do this literally on Monday. You could do it. People have done it and they've generated, they literally start selling their training and putting it forward. And then every week you schedule your training to go live, and that's how you fulfill on the training. You can literally put people in the Facebook group and start to create the training in the Facebook group, just like you guys are viewing this, whatever medium, you create it in the group, and then you have your videos every single week. Like it's this simple. We make it more complicated than that, okay? So I got a couple more things to cover, but that's how you can start pre-selling your training, okay? Now, secret number 2, and then I'm going to go through this really quick and show you guys some really cool stuff that we are doing. But this is secret number 2. It's really not what you say, but how you say it. And so I always, like some people, they always they always think about, how do I create the course? But that's the wrong focus. It's all about what you say to your prospects, right? It's not just about, it's like, what do you say? Okay. And this didn't click for me until I was a copywriter for a guy named Mark Thompson. So if you guys are like, it's not the legal copyright. We're talking about copywriting as the art and persuasion of persuading people. I've seen bad products and bad programs that because they're really good at copywriting and knowing how to persuade people, they know how to sell their program. So again, I want you to embed this in your mind a little bit. It's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Okay. So I'm going to send you guys this. We're not going to go over this in super detail, but this is what I call the hot button matrix. And this is where you understand what are the fears of your marketplace? What are their desires? What do they want to move away from? What do they really want? Right. So think about this. Their desires and what they want are just two totally different things. What they fear and what they want to move away from are two totally different things. Okay. So when you discover this, then you know how to set up the languaging that's going to get them to want your training and want to work with you. And I see many experts make this huge mistake unconsciously. They make this huge mistake. And here's what it is. They create a training, they create an online course, or they attempt to, and then they go out to the marketplace and nobody really buys, or they have a couple sales, right? That is not why we create all this amazing stuff. Because it's what you say, not how it's what you say, right? That matters, okay? Like I talked about earlier, her messaging was, hey, I help women have better relationships. And it's just like, that's great. I might be interested. You don't want people to might be interested in nothing, right? You want people that are freaking excited as soon as you say what you do, or they read this on the website. You want people to go, oh my God. You want that OMG moment. You want people to go, oh my God, how do I reach out to her or him? How do I reach out? Because I need to work with them on a deep level. This is something that it doesn't matter where they're coming from. And this is why people struggle with online sales, because when you really have a business, when someone in a whole nother country reads your sales page or your landing page or your website and they go, oh my God, they understand me at such a deep level. I have to reach out to them or pull out my credit card and purchase from them. Okay. So I'm going to send you guys this as a bonus, but this is actually what we did with Tatiana Londano. And we sold this on a webinar. We sold her real estate training. And this was actually a headline that I had generated for her. And this became a 7-figure business. And they were doing about $3,000 a month because she said, I teach people how to what did she say? She's like, I teach people how to. She created a real estate course, and I told her that messaging is off. So we shifted the dynamic and the niche, and we focused on successful people, like really like real estate agents, people that had already kind of had a level of real estate success. And we talked about seller leads, and this blew up. She sold $1,000 training, and she had over 1,000 real estate agents enroll her in her course. Okay, so after we have those two components, next we have to have a training portal that does all this. But for the past, Maestro has been around, everybody, for a couple of, Maestro has been around for a couple of years, right? So 6 months ago, we started off 6 months ago. We started revamping our platform based on customer feedback. Like, I practice what I preach, right? So we started revamping it. And the end of this month, whenever you're viewing this is January right now, we are going to be rolling out the new version of Maestro. So I want to show you guys, like, really, I think it's like 15, it's like 30-second clip. So you guys really get excited about what is to come with our new platform. So check this out for a second. So I know you guys are like, wow, right? So who here thinks that is amazing, right? So we are rolling that out at the end of the month. So as we almost come to a close, I want to show you guys this last thing, and then we're going to do something absolutely amazing. So for some of you, you're probably wondering how you can sell your online courses. So one of the things, like me and Taria, we're starting to do this more. And this year I'm going to be promoting the heck out of Taria because I think she is awesome and amazing. And she's going to help all the people on my platform and really all the people that enroll into my programs create books, because she is just fabulous and amazing. I love her, right? And so one of the things is that's called a joint venture partnership. Okay, so this is how you can really start to amplify your results. Okay, so I discovered this back in 2015. We'll go through this really quick. And, I went from being unknown. I was this guy in a one-bedroom apartment on the south side of Chicago, and nobody knew who I was, right? And so I started to network with people that had programs and they had big followings. This is how you can really amplify your results, is getting other people to promote you. And you don't have to be this big time guru. Again, I was nobody. Like, nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who Justin was. And here's what happened. If you're looking at the screen, I literally connected with a few joint venture partners who had audiences. Like, you guys are a part of Taria's audience, right? So we're doing sort of like a joint venture, right? Partnership. So you got to really, once you have your program, this is how you can start to amplify it in a big way outside of spending money on ads and different things like that. You can network with people. When they see that you have a program, when they see that you understand how to communicate with your market, once you kind of map out your 10 people that you want to connect with, like, don't be afraid. So write that down. Like, start to map out who are 10 people that you want to work with this year. I don't care how big they are, or even add some medium-sized people who might have, big followings on Instagram and Facebook. That's just what I did. Okay. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't have a bunch of relationships. I started to map out the 10 people that I wanted to work with this year. And I do it every year. I'm about to do it when we launch Maestro. I have a list of 200 people that I've built relationships with who I want to promote the new platform. So think about this. And here's what happened for me, guys. Like, after a couple of years of doing this, various partners sent me over 1 million visitors to my products. Like, I had one, it blew my mind. I had 1 million people hit my site in 1 year. This is back in 2017 to 2018. I had over 1 million visitors to my sites. Okay. So this is how powerful it is. Let me show you guys this really quick. And you can do something like this. This is like a joint venture. You connect with them and then you could do a webinar selling your training. Okay, on the webinar, once you get some sales rolling in and you can say, hey, and you got your languaging down, you got all that, you can do a webinar like this. Okay. So here is the last thing. Okay. In creating a 6-figure business online, if you had a membership site at 90 people, okay, we're talking about the internet. We're not talking about, going door to door. We're talking about the internet. $97 a month, you have a 6-figure business. If you're selling a $500 program, then all you need is 18 people per month. Okay. Now, here's the big thing though. If you have a $3,000 product, you only need like 3 or 4 sales every month to get to 6 figures. Now, if you're already at 6 figures, you can amplify this a little more and take it to 7 figures. That is how successful this can be for you and your business. Okay. So let me ask you guys a question really quick. Okay. How many of you would love for me to help you to create an online product that you can start selling almost immediately? How many of you guys would love this? Well, if you are and you really love this, and this is something that you want to take to the next level, you want to amplify your online business, you want to be able to say, listen, 2020 is different. We're going to scale. We're going to create this online program. We're going to impact millions of people all over the world. We're going to change lives. This is, if you have an online course and you're thinking to yourself, how do I scale this? I'm not at the level I truly want to be at. And I really want to scale this big, then outside of even us having the platform Maestro, I could definitely help you at any level. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something really, really cool. Okay. We're going to do a giveaway that will be announced at a later date. I think, I'll talk to Taria when this is going to be announced. But to be entered into the giveaway, here's what we are going to give away. Okay. For everyone who's watching this, no matter where you are in the world, in the US, Canada, all over the world. That's why I love the internet. That's why I'm passionate. You guys can hear the passion in my voice. That's why I love what I do, because you can impact people all over the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway on my new training. Okay. My new training is about to release, called the Membership Code. Okay. It's called the Membership Code, and it teaches you from A to Z. And included in this is a subscription to the new Maestro platform for 6 months. How cool is that? Right. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be giving away a free access to the Membership Code training. Is going to teach you how to build a membership site from A to Z. We're going to do a giveaway. So here's how you get entered into it. What I want you to do is I want you to go to this URL, okay? This URL, and I'll post it in the chat as well. But I want you to go to coursecall.com, coursecall.com. So everybody go there, and I'm going to give you guys some of that training, some of those bonuses that I talked about, okay? I'm going to be giving you guys access to that training as well. Okay, I'm going to be giving you guys access to that training, those bonuses that we talked about. But in order to be eligible for the giveaway of the Membership Code training, okay, it's going to be an 8-week training. And I mean, this is one of the best trainings that I ever put out. Let me just say that for a second. Okay, I'm a little biased, but I mean, we have high production. We just reshot the whole training, high production templates to make you succeed, showing you how to get traffic, showing you how to build webinars, to sell your online trainings, how to do product launches, like the whole 9 yards. Like, we left no stone untouched in this particular training, and we shot it in high. I had camera people come in. Like, it was just, we did a top-notch training to make sure that, from A to Z, people can profit with their own membership trainings. Okay. So again, go to coursecall.com to be entered into that. Or You can also do this as well. You can text the word course, okay? If you also want us to send you the link as well, but you can be entered into this as well if you go to if you text this number. If it's easy, you're driving, you can't go to that website, no worries, I got you covered, okay? But don't pull over to do this, right? Watch the replay. So watch the replay. Don't pull over to do this. But to be entered into that giveaway, you can text the word 833-300-48888, and you can text the word course, okay? Course, and you'll also be entered in the giveaway, and we'll send you a text probably in the next 24 hours or so, confirming that you were entered into the giveaway as well. So 833-300-4888. But if you want the free giveaway trainings and get on our listings, or we send out free trainings, we do webinars, and also send you some goodies, make sure you go to coursecall.com and enter in your name and email address. And if you want to, on the next page, obviously, I'll tell you guys, there is a way you can schedule a call with us to see like whatever you need help with. We'll help you as well. We can get on the phone, do a strategy about what is the best course for you to take in terms of, how to build out your training and much more. So I just want to thank Taria for having me. Darling, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Awesome. Well, hold on. Let me pull up our pictures real quick. A lot of people are saying that they have submitted in their information, so I'm pumped up and excited about that. I knew that you were just definitely going to light this thing up today, Justin. And I want to open it up and make it available if anybody had any questions, because I know some people maybe even questioning certain things like, should I even have a course, or like I sell a specific product or something like that. I don't even know if this is something that's going to help me out necessarily. And so I definitely wanted to have some questions answered for those of you guys. But let's shout out some of the people that said that they already submitted their information. Look at this. I mean, Justin, they're going crazy right now. Sakisha says she just submitted her information. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even know I could pull up different. Linda said this has been awesome. Tiffany says she's done. Let's see, who else says they submitted their info, their details. Sorrel says she gives it high fives. I'm assuming that means that she submitted her information too. Let's see. Danae says yes. Shashina says great content, submitted. Erica says she submitted. Thank you, Justin and Taria. So, guys, let us know who went actually to that page to submit their information so that they could be entered to win. And yes, we will be making that announcement within the next week of who actually won that course. But Justin has done a lot for people. First question I want to ask you though, Justin, is for the person who's saying right now, I don't know if my particular excuse me, product or service, if I can turn that into a course. So share with us, how do you really help those individuals who want to get into the information space? How do you transition into that?
Yeah, so it's always interesting. I always tell people, like, it doesn't matter if you have a brick and mortar business. Like, you need to teach people how to even use your product better, right? But if you're not ready, then you got to examine, what levels of fear there is. Because think about this. I always tell people this, like, there are, I think it's like 3 billion. My numbers might be off. It's in the billions, okay? It's 3 billion people online, y'all. Like close to 3 billion, right? And I think they said something like there's like 1 million people per day that come online. I'm talking about people that have not used the internet, that are getting, and we're not talking about just in, regular, we're talking about all over the globe, even in the U.S. You think about uses online now. Alright? So, what do they not? There's something for what you have to offer. And the more that you wait, the more that you're not only, it's not even just about the money, right? You're stopping people from getting what you have to offer to help them. Like, I always think about this, even when I was like afraid, I was like, who's going to listen to little old Justin, a little boy from the south side of Chicago? And that was like what was stopping me. That was my limited thinking. And then I have all, like, those case studies I showed you, that's a small percentage of the people's lives that I changed, right? I'm getting Instagram messages and people like, I put my first course out, thank you, or I went to a training and I didn't have anything to sell from stage. This lady asked me to speak and I was like, she's like, I remember your free training, even if you just take the free training. Right? She said, I mapped out my course, went downstairs, put it in my presentation, sitting at the table, y'all, and made $15,000, and I didn't even create the thing yet. Like, so when I hear stuff like that, like, I'm excited. Like, I become excited. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I'm going to wait till June, I'm going to wait till December, just realize that you're waiting on, not only you're pushing your destiny off, but you're also stopping other people from helping them until June. Okay? And you also, the longer that you wait, the harder that it becomes. So you might as well get started today. Guess what I'm gonna do? And I'm gonna share this with y'all too. Guess what I'm gonna do? You know, it's Saturday. I just like Taria said, I just came off a plane out of another country. I've been on the road 3 weeks. You think that I'm literally about to just go and chill and sip some margaritas at a bar? Like, I'm actually about to finish up my training because I need to get my new training out in the next couple of weeks. So I'm about to sit at this computer and work the next couple of hours. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Like, I know Taria, Taria, I mean, I need to give you a shout out. Like, sometime, like, Taria make me step my game up. Because she'll be like, it'd be a Saturday night at 9 o'clock, and she's like, I'm up here getting it. I'm doing my membership site. I'm creating this content. So, like, I can't let my friends outwork me, right? I can't let my friends outwork me. So, like, now it's 2020. When is going to be the best time for you to do this? It never is a perfect time. Do it now.
I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have 2 questions I wanted to get. Rosalind, she says, she's on Periscope. She says she's a certified nurse assistant. How can I create a course? What's your answer to that one? I have an answer too I'm thinking about, but go ahead. I know you got
a certified nurse assistant?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, so there might be people that, without having too much information, but I mean, there's people that might even want to get into that field. Like, they're aspiring.
Yes.
Like, think about that. How many people, like, we take what we do for granted, right? Like, oh, everybody's done that, or there's so many trainings. People want to learn from people that they know, like, and trust. Everybody doesn't want to go to a certified this and certified that. They want to work with somebody who can help them. So as a nurse, imagine, like, if you're able to go out, map out your training, get some engagement from people. Like, I always tell people this. They be like, well, will people, they always ask this question to me. They be like, will people buy this? I guarantee you, like, if you love what you do and you're explaining it to somebody, this is how I actually started Maestro. You explain to somebody, I guarantee you have at least one person that has said, what? How can I get into that? Mm-hmm. You had at least one person that has said that to you. And we sometimes look past opportunities in doing that. Mm-hmm. We'll be like, oh, that didn't mean anything. No, this person just asked you, how did they get into your field? Or how are you making this? Or how did you get into nursing? So there's so many different things that you can do from that. And people they want to know how to get into a field like that.
Absolutely. My big thing, y'all know I like to say, if they'll Google it, they'll pay for it. And so, many of us don't even realize the greatness that we have in us, and let me just tell you, Rosalind, you might be someone as a nurse and assistant that you just have the best personality. Maybe you love what you do. And there are some people that are like, how do you love doing this so much? Like, I need you to help me to love my job, right? Something as simple as that. We may think nobody would pay. Yes, they will. You got to understand, if it's people are Googling it, they will pay for it. Okay, so Danny also asked another question. Let me post her question. She says, I help people transition from their diet to a plant-based diet. I have a membership site, but I wanted to ask, do you suggest a year-round enrollment versus open/closed enrollment model?
So there's pros and cons with both of them, right? when you have a closed kind of enrollment model, I recommend that, for if you don't really have, like, even if you're just starting off, or let's just say you have a really big, audience, and you haven't created the training, then the closed enrollment can work really, really well to build up that scarcity where people are joining your email list, they're getting excited, and then when you open up the program, it's like, we got to jump in. So it can really work really, really well if you have that audience to kind of gauge it. But if you kind of want to, for me, this is just for me, I like open evergreen enrollment. That's just me, year round. Because here's the thing about open enrollment that you can do. The thing about open enrollment is you can be creative with open enrollment as well. So what I recommend for my clients and people I work with is when they have a membership site, leave it open for the year, right? Unless you're doing a product launch. So I do a product launch once a year. What that means is, like, I'll close up my programs and then I'll do the product launch and then I'll reopen it later on down the road. So there's a couple different models you can do, but the other way is that every quarter you should be doing some level of promotion that gets people excited, right? Like, so for example, give you guys an example, this quarter we're doing a big product launch with hundreds of affiliates, right? Meaning that, Taria, a lot of my other friends, they're going to be promoting the new Maestro because we're packaging it with a program, okay? So we're going to do that. Then the second quarter, we're going to do a challenge, right? So we're going to be releasing a creator. I'm just giving y'all all my secrets. Look. My team going to be like, why are you giving away all our promotions for the year? So then I'm going to do a challenge to help people. And you ain't even got to be this fancy, but I'm renting a house and I'm bringing in people of all colors and women and men and all ages, and I'm going to teach them how to build their own stuff, right? And we're going to film it, and we're doing a sort of like a little challenge thing, right? We're doing a little challenge thing. And then our third, I'm going to leave it at that because then my team going to kill me. So the creativity is, you just got to be creative enough to say, if you're doing open enrollment, that you can kind of really get people excited by having different promotions every quarter that gets them to keep enrolling.
Awesome. Thank you. And that was, Danny said, thank you. I like the year-round enrollment option too. Also, Rosalind, you're correct. Rosalind said, well, I can teach people how to pass the state board. Absolutely. And yes, I saw that Eric had asked a question. You basically asked it and answered it, so you are correct. Hold on, let me just tell you what she asked. And thank you, Amanda, for letting her know. She said, I became a certified anxiety treatment professional, so how can I create a course? And then you said, I love walking people through the grief process. So that's the course, walking people through the grief process, because, I actually want to talk on that, Justin, because one of the biggest challenges I think I see many entrepreneurs make in this day and age is that many of us don't really know what our results are. At the end of the day, we focus a lot on trying to get all these different titles and, all these deep type of transitions that most people don't really understand. And I think in order for you to be able to have that kind of success, you have to be able to specifically identify what the result is. And also, we also have to understand that every single person, all of you guys that are watching this right now, we have hundreds of people watching this, and every single one of you all have different situations going on within your life. So my question to you in regard to that is, how do you help other people to, number one, identify who they serve, or do you believe that you can serve everyone? And then also understanding that specific result that your program offers.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback off of that, just think about like we oftentimes focus on like the biggest like problems of why we can't launch something or why it's not possible. I've been telling all my I've been hard on my clients lately in a good way, okay? And I'm telling this, I'm like I've been doing this 10 years, right? And I say, do you guys understand that you are living in one of the best times to be an entrepreneur? Now that doesn't make it easy, but let me tell you, in 2008, y'all, there was programs that didn't exist that I had to just create it. I don't even know how we created it, but we had to build websites. We had to from scratch. Now you learn a couple hours and you can click this and drag this over here, and you can have it. Or even like, remember, I don't know if you remember this, Taria, but like even like back in 2008, 2009, some of you may remember this if you've been an internet entrepreneur, but you had to call up the credit card companies. You had to submit an application, and then it would take them a week to 2 weeks to get back to you, and you may or may not be accepted to accept credit cards.
Yes, Jesus. The days of being able to process cards, Lord.
Now you have things like Stripe that you could go on there, fill out a couple questions, and tomorrow start selling. We just get in our heads about what's perfect, what's not perfect. If y'all see, I done got off the plane, my barber wasn't in town, I'm a little scruffy. Look, perfection is, look, I don't care about that perfection stuff, y'all. Like, get out there, get in front of the camera, or you can do presentations like the one I showed you. Just start working on it, and people don't expect perfection, they expect to be served. Let me say that again. People don't expect perfection, they expect to be served.
Ooh, that was good.
Y'all like that?
I like that.
Look, I've been philosophical. I mean, that just came out of me.
So he dropping bombs over here on a Saturday.
and so I want, like, the biggest thing is, like, it's never just two ideas, and then do we have any more questions? Two ideas real quick. One is just to always remember that imperfect action beats you trying to be perfect, right? Imperfect action beats it. Number two is like this. I want, like, man, like the people that want your solution. Like, is it Eric? Yeah, did I say it? Let me make sure I'm saying it right.
Erica.
Erica, is that the grief? I just make sure.
Yes.
I'm trying to watch from my phone and do this at the same time. Erica says she helps people with the grieving process. Can you imagine how many people are grieving right now? Like, there's a lot of people, Erica, that are hurting, that are healing from their traumas, that are, and shout out to Taria again, my friend, who's bringing awareness to that issue in the mental space. Like, there's people that need your help, right? So if you wait 5 months to be perfect with this stuff, they're going to keep hurting until you show up as the solution, right? So for me, I have 10 years. I always think about this because I have a lot of stuff. I got a software company, and then I help people do their trainings. Here's the thing. I never stop pushing myself to those limits. And so I'm thinking to myself, if I don't get this training, like, I had to pay a whole camera team. We shot it in my place because my place is nicer now. So we shot it. We had drone shots. I did all this stuff for my new launch. But I'm like, that's me leveling up. Now, you don't have to do all that. Okay? Matter of fact, don't do that. You should have seen my first course. Matter of fact, we could even touch on that just a little bit. My first course was teaching people about social media. My second course was I sold the social media through something called teleseminar. See, I'm starting to be a dinosaur in internet years, y'all. I don't even know if y'all remember jumping on teleseminars. But, like, the webinar technology was not good back in 2008. So we got on the phones and we sold teleseminars, right? Yes. And Toronto, you sold a lot on teleseminars. So, like, we was on teleseminar, but here's the thing, it was harder for us because you had to get somebody to go to an internet link from the teleseminar. So you had to say it 20 times, the link over and over, like, go to www.course.com, like, it was just crazy. But I taught people, then that transformed into me selling a $37 teleseminar product. So here's the thing, I have this 10-year span. And then that went from, guess how many people bought that product? 3 people the first year. Then that turned into 500. So no matter where you start, just start. Like, and then figure it out. And repetition, just keep going and going and going. And then you tap into some traffic medium that can really help you. It doesn't matter if it's joint ventures. You could do Facebook ads. You could build a community like Taria has done. Whatever it is, just get it going.
Absolutely. Look, I'm telling y'all that if that wasn't like, that should be the number one piece of advice for everything that you guys are hearing, because what many of us are going to start doing is say, well, I don't have this and I don't have that. And I've seen some of y'all even make those comments. And the truth is, guys, is you're not going to have everything ever. It's always going to be something else. As soon as you make a decision to do this, it's going to be this new something here. As soon as you make a decision to do this, it's always going to be a distraction over there. And so, like Justin was saying, is we've got to get started. Guys, I know a lot of you have already gone over there to the website, coursecall.com. You need to go ahead and get that done ASAP, quick, fast, in a hurry. And I'm going to have him say some last imparting words. And as you know, we're going to get ready to jump off and then do our giveaway. Okay, so now everybody, in order to be accepted for the giveaway, remember, you must, number one, is you must be registered. You must be registered by going to newyearnewYouonline.com. You also must be live, so y'all are here live, and then you need to share this particular broadcast on your timeline. Okay, so you got to share this particular broadcast on your timeline to be able to get that. Now, this is the deal. Guess what? I got some good news. So if those of you who loved what you heard, Justin Burns, as you guys know, I have a nonprofit organization that we started January 2019. Woo! And it's called Urban CEO, right? So we are a year old. Hey! Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. And so I was asking Justin, because we have a summit that's coming up in Atlanta on February the 8th. Well, I didn't really ask him. I just kind of was like, yeah, need you to be on the panel.
She just added me to, you're going to be in the lineup. Matter of fact, y'all, I didn't see it until I went on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I'm on a panel. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, so Justin Burns is going to be in the building for the Urban CEO Summit in Atlanta. We're doing one in Atlanta. We're also going to be doing one in Houston. And the cool thing about this, guys, is that it is free to come. It is free, okay? We're going to have a men's panel. We're going to have a women's panel. We're going to have a finance panel. So, look, the reason why I created Urban CEO, and if anybody can relate, I want y'all to put hashtag relate, okay? Hashtag relate. I, like many of you guys, have been out here grinding for a very long time. In fact, I became an entrepreneur in 1999. I know I don't look old enough to be that, but I did. I became an entrepreneur in 1999, but for 10 years I was very unsuccessful because I wasn't focused. I was trying everything under the sun. I was a tripreneur more than an entrepreneur. But then I got into having some business success, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really understand all of the benefits that were available to me, right? I would go to some of these, workshops, and they would talk about funding, they would talk about expanding, but for me, all that stuff used to go right over my head because, I was just used to bootstrapping. I was used to grinding, rolling up my sleeves, and certain conversations made me intimidated, made me uncomfortable, made me feel like maybe this is not where I need to be. Let me go back out here into these streets, the school of the hard knocks, and grind. So we created Urban CEO for that simple purpose, because we know that there's many other entrepreneurs who maybe come from the urban community. It's a thin line between the pole and the platform. I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm just here to be able to impact this community. And so we wanted to be able to create a movement for our men, our women that come from the community. It's a community thing. It's a movement thing. It's an understanding, right? And be able to grow this platform. So, with that stated, Justin is going to be on our men's panel. I like to have two different panels. This is not just a women's only organization. He's going to be on the men's panel as well, because I want to be able to have the perspective from a man's point of view when it comes to business. And so we like to separate it out because we want the men to talk, and then we want the women to talk. And then we're also going to have a finance panel where we're talking about getting you funded, getting your credit right, and talking in a language where we all understand, honey. We ain't trying to use no words that go over our head, right? And then we also have our ambassadors. So you're going to get a chance to meet the Atlanta ambassadors in Atlanta, Georgia. And then don't forget, we do have the summit that's going to be in Houston too. It's free to come. We have VIP upgrades, which is available, but it's very limited. It's like about 25 VIP seats only. And we have vendor tables, but those are even limited. If you want more information, all you have to do, guys, is go to www.urbanceonetwork.com. Real easy to remember, urbanceonetwork.com, www.urbanceonetwork, and then just click on the events tab in the menu, and you can actually register for free, or if you want to get a vendor table, get it, because you're talking about the opportunity to present your business in front of over 100 people coming out to this, entrepreneurs. Also, you'll be mentioned in our live broadcast as one of our sponsors, and you'll be also mentioned on our website, which, guys, is getting thousands of hits every single month. Okay, so www.urbanceonetwork.com. So excited to have Justin to be on that panel amongst, we have a lot of other powerful men, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and community leaders that are going to be on the panel with him. So you don't want to miss that, okay? I'm going to go ahead, Justin, and allow you to say any last imparting words before we go ahead and jump off of here and do our giveaway for today.
So, everybody who was on here, listen, thank you for having me, Taria. Like I said, you're a friend, you're a great mentor, and I just appreciate everything you're doing in the Urban CEO community, because definitely, doesn't go unnoticed. So shout out to T for every amazing thing and everybody that she's impacting. And for you guys also that are on here, I have a special heart. This might sound a little cheesy, but I mean, it's real, right? I have a special heart for experts, because how I started a software company, how I became a speaker, how all of that didn't come from college, y'all. Like, that came from experts like you. Even other subjects that, I probably spend, I don't even want to tell y'all what I spend on courses every month, y'all. Like, coaching programs, investing in myself to become the leader I want to become. So, just give yourself, like, no matter if you're just starting off, if you started, if you're successful watching this, like, just always hold on to that idea that, keep going, like, keep pushing, because somebody needs to hear from you. Somebody needs to hear your message in a big way, and just keep inspiring people all of the time. So again, Taria, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate being on.
Definitely. Thank you. I am so excited. Okay, I know y'all gonna be fired up. Look, now this is the deal. For those of you who actually went to coursecall.com, make sure to share your breakthroughs, because trust me, Justin is about getting the results, honey. You want results, you need to be invested. And I don't play around. I don't put nobody on the platform that I don't personally believe can help you to get those results. So make sure that you guys do plug in and go to that website. A lot of you guys are just giving some really good testimonials, comments. This has been amazing. Let's see, great information. Love it, especially for newbies like myself. Thank you guys for just being here. So what we're going to do right now, you already know the drill, right? You already know the drill. By the way, we go back live again on Monday. Hold on one second. Let me tell y'all who we have. Let's see, who do we have for Monday? Let me pull it up real quick. 1 second. Now, as I'm looking this up, don't forget, you need to share this particular video. We're going to go live in the Facebook group, okay? Live in the Facebook group. Okay, so on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, that's 6 p.m. Central, we have none other than Miss Adrienne Crawford out of Alabama, who, by the way, let me just go ahead and make the announcement. She's going to become one of our newest market leaders for Urban CEO Network in Alabama. So we expanding, y'all. Roll Tide. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? So Adrienne is going to be live with us, y'all. She's going to be giving us more nuggets. I'm going to tell you something about Adrienne. Adrienne is an ultimate hustler, and so you definitely do not want to miss Monday, okay? So Adrienne will be here Monday, but we're going to go ahead and jump off, guys. Make sure, if you have not already done so, before you even get on that live, go to coursecall.com so that you can be able to enter to win access be one of the winners for the new program that he is launching. Again, y'all, it has been a privilege and a pleasure. I am so grateful that you guys are here. You know, the sun is shining out there. Hopefully the sun is shining within too, because we just got fed. All right, so I'm going to holler at y'all. Let's log off to log back on. Deuces.